One. Hey guys, welcome back to Ryan Reviews. This is Courtney and Tanisha, and we just watched episode 4 of Insecure Season 3. And let me tell you, fresh starts, fresh starts, fresh starts. I'm finally excited about this season. It took until last episode for me to get excited about this season. I know Tanisha really enjoyed it.
I did.
But it really took until last episode for me to get excited about the season. And when I sat back and thought to myself why, I finally figured it out. And it was because we were missing everything that made Insecure Season 1 and Season 2, i.e. all of the people around Issa. Daniel was an ancillary player in Season 1, and he came back a little more in Season 2, but still didn't hold his own. So Issa and Daniel in their storyline isn't that interesting,
To you.
in my opinion.
To you.
So, after the last episode, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was great to have Molly and Kelly and everybody back around Issa. I thought the jokes were even better and were even more on brand for the season. And I just wanted to give you my short little episode 3 recap. I know you guys missed me last episode, but I'm back, and I'm ready for the fresh start. Right?
Right.
Right? And I'm gonna clap my hands. No,
Off, through, out, that was it.
got it. So this episode, clearly we thought it was about fresh starts. The title of the episode was Fresh Light. And what more can we say?
Actually, maybe we should start out with the ride up.
Oh yes, the ride. So this week we actually have a rye-based drink that you can use bourbon in. I guess in most of our drinks you can probably use bourbon because it's a whiskey-based drink. This one is called the Gold Rush. So it's pretty simple. It's 2 ounces of rye, and there's an ounce or 3/4 of an ounce of lemon juice, and an ounce or 3/4 of an ounce of what was called honey syrup, which is basically simple syrup but made with honey instead of sugar. We haven't tried it yet. We were waiting until on scene or on screen so that we can give you our full-fledged reaction. So, Gold Rush.
Finals up. Not bad.
I like it. This is an A+ drink for me. I would order this at the bar.
You made it. You would give yourself an A+.
Hey, what can I tell you? I know what I'm doing. But yeah, so I came on with a lot of excitement, fresh start. I'm happy to be back. I told you about what I thought about Insecure finally getting back to themselves. But what did you think?
I really liked this episode. I thought it was interesting how it started. Basically, Daniel coming to drop off Issa's stuff, and there's still some unresolved issues between them, clearly by his reaction and her reaction. So yeah, it just, I don't know. The first part of the episode, I thought like maybe they would have, had a talk, gotten together or whatever, but yeah, it was kind of tense. So I was surprised that they started it off that way, and basically, he was deuces to Issa.
Well, I mean, that's their storyline. They have this tension that they're not going to deal with. They have this drama that surrounds them. And you know what? I'm not that shocked how they started the episode with those guys. She moved out. He was dropping her things off. I'm not shocked they had tension. What I am shocked about is that Molly feels some type of way about him.
I mean, I don't think Molly cares for Daniel. And as I mentioned in the last episode, Daniel has been showing his ass. So
Molly doesn't know Daniel.
She knows about his relationship with Issa, though.
But she knows about an incident that was an accident, for all accounts. She knows about Issa treating him as the itch that she had to scratch. She knows that Issa's the one who put herself in a situation to cheat on Lawrence with him. She doesn't really know bad things about Daniel. She has an opinion that Daniel is bad for Issa, but for all intents and purposes, Issa's the problem in that situation.
Wait a minute. Just last week, he was telling Issa about how are you giving me career advice when your career is so messed up? You don't have a passion for anything. And what did he say? I'm always saving you for shit?
And he has always been saving her from shit.
No, he is not caping anybody. I mean, they're friends.
Without him, she's homeless.
They're friends. And she asked for a favor. He did that favor. She has been nothing but appreciative of that favor. But I just think it's very telling that as soon as he gets his feelings hurt about something, he lashes out at Issa. I'm not saying Issa's perfect. I know she isn't. But Daniel has issues too. And Issa probably has talked to Molly about those issues. So it's not really surprising that Molly's like, deuces to you too.
Sure, Daniel has issues. Daniel doesn't have the issues the type that Molly gets to feel some type of way about.
You just are mad that somebody is mad.
I don't even like Daniel. I don't even like Daniel. And I still don't think Molly should have an issue with him.
That's her best friend though.
And she's the one who's treating him like shit in most situations.
Not in this situation. Didn't she say that she was trying to be out of his house, trying to give him his space? She wasn't paying him any rent. She wasn't
was
doing
only
him
trying
wrong.
to be all of those things after he said, I'm always saving you from shit. Which, quite frankly, has been truthful from what we've seen.
Didn't he just say, I want you to stay here, I like you being here
And
with
she
me?
wanted to stay there. She went back to her friends and said, I ain't ready to go. Shouldn't I explore this? After breaking up with Lawrence, this is the first time nothing's in the way of me and Daniel. She wanted to explore that. She wanted to be there.
But
She got her
then she
feelings hurt.
saw
And then she
how it
sobbed
was a
her way
bad-
over to back to the project.
What did she get? She got her feelings hurt because she realized that they are not ready for that step. It's one thing for them to be friends and try to build on something and then create a relationship. But trying to create a relationship in those conditions, especially when he has the upper hand and he's willing to show that he has the upper hand, she realized it was a terrible idea and she was right.
They both just have their feelings hurt.
Whatever.
So that's what that is. But as far as we know, it's over with, at least for now. And Issa has started afresh.
So what do you think about this whole situation with her job? Like, she seems to be really reassessing her job, whether she wants to be there, whether this is right for her. What did you think about all of that?
Reassessing, she said she was going to quit. She said,
Well,
I'm quitting.
we hadn't gotten to that part of the episode.
Oh, we're going
yet.
in chronological order?
Yeah,
Oh, my bad.
I'm just saying, like,
Surprise!
surprise!
She said she's going to quit. No. Well, yeah, she said she's going to quit. I think we all kind of knew it was coming to this, particularly in the last episode when she was so excited about meeting the people who do the music in school. Also, you know, when that kid or that girl, we don't know how old she was, but the interviewee said, 5 years, you must really like it here. And she decided, 5 years. I've wasted 5 years on a job that I can't stand. I don't want to be at. Type of thing. Everyone saw that light bulb go off. Shit. I mean, sorry, Mom. But I'm sure, there were light bulbs that went off while we were watching it. Like, people were like, that's how I felt about that last job I was at after 4 years, and I couldn't stand it. And it's like 4 years here, and make a move, and that's what pushed her toward the music people. So when the episode comes to her part, the initial part where she's at her work, and she's still looking into the music folks, you kind of know that that's where it's going.
I mean, I guess I knew that's where it was going, but I was still surprised that she quit because unless we don't know certain details, it doesn't seem like she has a job to go to, at least for right now. So, yeah, I could see her like, okay, I need to move on. I need to find something else. This other organization seems to be a great fit for me. But I didn't expect her to up and quit. I thought she was going to, go through the motions of applying for that other job or pursuing other opportunities. So I thought that was a really big step because it seems like Issa is always in her head. She's always like thinking and rethinking her decisions. So I was shocked. And she was just like, yeah, I quit.
It seems like you just missed all the foretelling in the episode.
I'm not saying...
She was looking into them when we first get to her job.
But
and then when she runs into Nathan, what's his name?
His name is Nathan.
Nathan or whatever they call him.
Nansford?
And Nansford or whatever. It was cute. But when she runs into him and spends this unsafe day with a stranger, just by the way. It looks cute. Looks like it would be a great fun time. But... she could have been in jail, she could have got an STD, he could have raped her. There are a lot of things that could have went wrong in this episode with Stranger. Glad they didn't. But anyways, he even told her, like, sometimes you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it.
I guess for me, it's like a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush, or however that saying goes. Like, I'm not surprised she left. I'm just surprised she did it that suddenly. Like, I thought she was gonna at least wait until she had another job first and then quit. I mean, I'm all for it. I thought she should have been left, but I was just surprised that she actually did it. So
well, they say there's never the perfect time.
So you have another job, that's the perfect time.
They say there's never the perfect time. I mean, but what if that job doesn't come? What if she's there for another 5 years miserable?
I mean, at least she's still getting money in her pocket. You think that people should just
It's not
walk
all
away
about the money.
from...
I think that sometimes you have to make the choice to walk away from things. And look at all the people who have been super successful in life. They've all just taken that risk. Like, I'm going to drop out of school, or I'm going to sell my house, or I'm going to live out of my car. All to follow their dreams. Sometimes you gotta do it.
I get that logic, but this is a woman who just got off of somebody's couch. She just moved into
her
own
no, what are you
spot.
talking about? She was doing him a favor.
I'm just saying, like, okay, I get it. You want to make drastic decisions, that's all good, but maybe take a little, like, baby step. I don't know. I'm just saying, I was surprised that she quit. But kudos to her. I'm interested to see what happens next with her career.
Right, it makes sense. I get what you're saying. She did just get off the couch. Mm-hmm. Her credit score probably hasn't gone up from whatever that for or whatever it was.
Just got a new place? I'm just saying.
She just got a new apartment. But that apartment, doesn't she get paid for that too? She uses a discount on that rent.
She does, but we're assuming things that are going to go well. It sounds like it's a crazy place
But it's something
work.
to fall back on. So you could at least quit the job that you hate and, stop going out, whatever, to make it work at the job that you have while you're following your passion. So she didn't necessarily just go do it without some type of parachute.
Okay.
But thinking about fresh starts, it's not a fresh start if you're stuck. Fresh starts, remember? Everything in this episode was very cut and run, very fresh start. And even with Nathan, clearly they're setting us up for some type of relationship between Issa and Nathan. And this is their fresh start. And he meets her at her taco place. And why the hell can't she hold on to the damn taco? Every time she goes to eat a taco, it falls on the ground. What? They're not slippery?
I mean, can we just do a timeout though? I'm still trying to get over the fact that it takes them an hour to make tacos. Like, what are they doing? I just don't understand what's going on.
I think that was more a commentary on black-owned businesses.
Was
So,
it?
follow up from last week. I do, because we're in the hood.
Okay.
She explicitly says everything in that neighborhood is black-owned.
Right.
And she's pointing out this is black-owned, that's black-owned, this whatever. So I think that was to follow up from last weekend's episode about, you know, the good and the bad and black-owned. I think that was a commentary on that. So these are going to be the best tacos you're ever going to get. And it's from a black-owned place, but it's going to take you an hour to get these tacos.
I mean,
So
maybe, okay, maybe that's true. That could be a commentary on that. Okay, I see that. I just think it's a long time to wait, but
of course it's a long time to wait. Now we said no thanks, get my money back. I don't care how good that taco is. But unless it's going to make me see stars and, you know, bring millions of dollars into my pocket and give me all of the wants and dreams of my life, you can keep that taco.
I guess we'll have to try it for ourselves in order to make the final decision.
I'm always down to take a trip out to LA, especially because I'm hoping that one day when I'm flying through LAX, I run into Issa and I get to tell her how much I love the show and I want to be a fan and a best friend. Hey, openings for best friends. I'm just saying, Issa, I'm looking for you.
Anyway, getting back to this little meet cute between Nathan and Issa, it's just
Meet cute.
meet cute. I don't know. I feel like it was like the perfect date, which just makes me believe that something is gonna happen, something is not gonna work
But
out.
she can't keep it together?
I mean, I'm just very cynical. He's very, mysterious and sexy and, skinny dipping in the middle of the day, and that's all well and good. I'm just saying she needs to keep her eye on him.
When's the last time someone got you skinny dip in the middle
No
of the
one
day?
has ever gotten me to skinny dip.
Could anybody get you skinny dip in the middle of the day?
It would have to be,
Would you pull an Issa?
it would depend on the person. I mean, that's a big leap for me. Like a big, big leap.
Alright, so you were driving the party lift.
I would drive in the party lift.
2 weeks go by. The guy who started a fight in the back of your party lift
I just don't see
lined
myself
up at your
doing it.
favorite taco place.
I mean, it would basically have to be a sign from God saying this is the exact thing that you need to do. This is perfectly safe in order for me to do something like that. Because that's a big leap. You don't know this guy, and you committed felonies, breaking into somebody's house, skinny dipping in somebody else's pool. Which, by the way, a white-owned house, 2 black folks. They're very lucky that the police did not catch up with them. It was a lot of risky factors, risky business. Yes, it was cute.
Speaking of, why did the escape only last to the car? Like, they basically hopped out of the pool, put on their clothes, and ran to the curb. And the police just decided, oh, they've gotten away.
I think it took the police a while to get there, but I agree. I think you get dressed and you keep driving.
Like, yeah, you keep going. Like,
You don't stop and make cute eyes at the dude next to you. But yeah, I was just like, this is such a bad idea and it's gonna end poorly. But thankfully they were not arrested because I would have been sad.
You know, I wasn't thinking about this when we went over our notes to talk. But do you think it was socially irresponsible for them to have this part of the episode? Because if you think about it, there are a lot of people who are meeting on apps. And there's a lot of app rape and app murder that has happened, and it's been in the news or whatever. So this was a Lyft. There was even an Uber murder in Michigan. Yeah, Michigan. A small town in Michigan. But anyways, this is a Lyft date that she picked up. He found her at her taco spot 2 weeks later, and then she does. It's one thing to walk him around Crenshaw in a public neighborhood, but then she, blew off her brother, which was pretty fun. Blew off her brother. Blew off her job, and then took him to the place where she grew up, broke into their apartment, or broke into their yard, skinny dipped with the boy, went back to the taco shop, took him back to her house, and was about to get all, whatever. Sexy Susie. They were about to get into it until a little smart-ass little boy came to the door. But it's like, this guy knows where you are. He knows where you have lunch every day. He knows you work around the corner. He knows that where you grew up, and he actually knows where you lay your head at night. And even though nothing happened on the date and it was cute and everything, and I get it, it's an episode on TV and we're supposed to be looking at the building a relationship lovey-dovey part, but
Right.
in real life, somebody could get axed.
I mean, okay.
And somebody's gonna try this. Somebody's gonna try to find their insecure date. You roll your eyes, but people do stupid shit all the time.
But okay, but if you're basing your own personal adult decisions on what you see on TV, then you have bigger issues. So I'm just
But
saying.
that's a
I'm
whole
just
swath
saying.
of society you just took out.
Listen. I think, is it socially irresponsible? No. Like, on the one hand, was it a lot for me? Like, would I do it in my real life? Probably not. Like, it really has to be a once-in-a-lifetime situation where I meet somebody to trust them to that level. But I also think, especially with black people, black couples, like, I don't know. I want us to be carefree. I want us to take risks. I want us to dive head first and have fun and just be open to new possibilities. So while it was a lot for me, I do appreciate the fact that they, you know, they were just like taking the day as it comes. They were happy. They were being adventurous together. So I like that aspect of it. But if people are going to try to like make their own situation or force their own situation in order to try to do the same thing, I mean, you just have to use your own, you know, good judgment and really think long and hard before you take those kind of risks. But I don't know, I just feel like we deserve to be carefree at times. But everybody has to, you know, be an adult and calculate the risk for themselves.
True that. It's just that, you know.
Oh,
Yes, please throw your liquor all over my floor. No, just thinking about that, I can see, you know, everyone has a complaint about everything nowadays. I mean, there are people on TV complaining about the fact that Louis Farrakhan was at Aretha Franklin's funeral.
oh, was he? I didn't know that.
Front and center.
I didn't watch it.
But the thing is, it's like, you're talking about a celebrity's funeral, her going home service, and you actually have a complaint that you're willing to put on a national news media about this. It doesn't make sense. But it happens, so I can see the backlash coming from that.
Oh, like similar to the whole no condom thing that they had to respond to. I mean, I certainly agree with that. I think they probably will get some complaints and some think pieces about it, but on the other hand, I just think like people have to exercise their own good judgment. I appreciate it for what it was, but like I said, I don't think it would be something that I would necessarily do. So.
But then, one of my friends was saying that when the show went from season 1 to season 2, they got backlash because the cast slimmed down. Like Issa slimmed down.
That was me. I told you that.
Oh, hey, look at that. Right on time.
Yeah, I mean, and when we say backlash, I guess we should clarify that it was basically either people on Twitter or think pieces who were writing and reflecting on the fact that they did or didn't do certain things. But yes, I did see a few pieces that said that they had kind of gone Hollywood, so to speak, because especially Issa, she lost, and you could tell that she lost a considerable amount of weight, and people felt a kind of way about that. But again, it's just like, you're not going to be able to please everybody, and I think if they start responding to these comments or concerns in a way that's inauthentic, it's going to hurt the final product. So I don't think they should pay attention. Unless they're just doing something completely irresponsible, I don't think they should pay attention to it at all.
Well, those same people who were judging them for losing weight, which is very opposite of our society, but those same people are going to have an issue with this whole free
Maybe.
stranger situation. But it was cute, and I think it added to the episode, and it was one of the main parts, particularly because it was one of the main storylines in the episode. One of the main reasons why I felt like the show has gotten back to itself. I guess I really just don't like the dynamic between Issa and Daniel.
You just really have it out for Daniel. I mean,
I don't have it out for Daniel. Actually, when Daniel first showed up, I thought Daniel could be a cool character. I also felt like Daniel was treated poorly after Issa used him for what she used him for. But now that we have to focus on Daniel and Issa, I don't like their characters together. They're not entertaining. If it had, I'm telling you right now, had this season continued to be Issa and Daniel, all of my reviews would be C or below.
I mean, this is the last thing I'm going to say about Daniel, because I'm sure he's going to pop up again and we'll have to deal with this conversation again. But I get it. You don't think that their relationship or their interactions or their screen time together is entertaining, but I do think it sort of adds to what people see in relationships. And for me, between the two of them, there's such a disconnect because they don't communicate. And you can see that. Like, it's so frustrating, the fact that she won't be transparent about how she feels about him. He won't be completely transparent about how he feels about her. And there's just so much miscommunication, and you can see that in real life relationships. And I'm hoping, at least, if people are going to take anything from these episodes, they take the fact that in order to make relationships work, you have to be upfront about how you feel about people. You have to be honest. about how you're treating them and how you feel about them. And yeah, so I appreciate their interactions for that, because I have experienced that, and I've also seen that in other relationships where the relationship basically just falls apart because people aren't communicating. So I get it. You don't like them together. I'm very frustrated with them, but I also thought the relationship and dynamic was very realistic. So anyway, but moving right along, Molly is another fresh start in this episode.
Yes, it is.
I don't know, to me, I just feel like Molly is one of my favorite characters on the show, besides Issa, of course. But in these last 2 episodes, she's been having me feel a kind of way. And I just feel like she is a self-sabotager. And she's definitely demonstrating how she gets a good situation and she seems to go out of her way to sabotage a good situation by doing the most. You saw that in the first season with her relationships, and now you're seeing it right now that she has a fresh start at this firm. She's sabotaging herself. Like, you just started there and you're already potentially destroying relationships. That was just my take.